good morning and welcome to Radio Lynk 97.56 AM News, transmitting live from our studio inside Kumasi Technical University. My name is Yasewa. Coming up, the headlines. Ghanaians that's not connected to anti-immigration protests, leader of Connected Ghanaians in South Africa.
Supreme Court dismisses consolidated cases challenging Tekono's removal.
Asamoah Ameya Kumfi ordered to open defense in $2 million SkyTrain case.
Police arrest 24 in major anti-crime swap in Ashanti region.
USTED KNUST host SFA Foundation team for NEP's Youth Mental Health Project review.
De-emphasize Mahama Care's nickname of Ghana Medical Trust Fund to avoid politicization. National House of Chiefs.
484,059 collaterals registered in 2025. Total value of secured loans amounted to 148.3 billion Ghana cedis.
High Court orders Abu Trika's extradition to US over alleged $8 million romance fraud.
Colombia and Ghana face off in a FIFA World Cup round of 32 preview.
Ghana National Council of Metropolitans Chicago launches Ghana Fest 2026 with historic first ever Ghana flag raising ceremony.
The news in details. The leader of the concerned Ghanaians in South Africa, Bra Moro, has dismissed reports linking the killing of a Ghanaian national to the recent anti-immigration protests in South Africa, insisting that the incident occurred before the nationwide demonstration began. According to him, conflating the two incidents risks creating misinformation that could further complicate the situation for Ghanaians living in South Africa. Speaking on Joy News, The Pulse on Thursday, June 2nd, Bra Moro explained that the deceased was shot on June 29, 2026, a day before anti-immigration demonstrators embarked on nationwide marches on June 30th. His comments come amid heightened concern following anti-immigration demonstration in several South African cities, where protesters called for stricter enforcement of immigration laws. The protests have prompted foreign missions, including Ghana's High Commissioner in Pretoria, to advise their nationals to remain indoors, suspend business activities temporarily, and avoid unnecessary movement until tensions subside. Bra Moro cautioned against attributing every incident involving foreign nationals to the ongoing demonstration, stressing that inaccurate reporting could have unintended consequences for the Ghanaian community. He indicated that the circumstances surrounding Ghana's death were separate from anti-immigration protests and alleged that the attack was carried out by a vigilante group rather than individuals participating in organized demonstration. His comments come after the South African government publicly challenged claims made by Ghana's Ministry of Foreign Affairs regarding circumstances surrounding the killing of a Ghanaian national in Cape Town. In a statement issued on Thursday, July 2nd, South Africa's Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, Mameloko Kubayi, who also chairs the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Immigration, said Ghana's account of the incident was factually incorrect and not supported by police investigations. Ghanaian authorities had earlier suggested that the Ghanaian national was fatally wounded on June 30th during anti-immigrant demonstration linked to xenophobic attacks in South Africa. But South African authorities rejected that version, stating that the victim was attacked at his workplace on June 29th in what a police suspect was a criminal incident unrelated to any demonstrations. According to the Western Cape Police, the deceased was shot at a barbering shop in Nyanga after unknown assailants allegedly stormed the premises, demanded money, and shot him before fleeing. Police believe the motive may be extortion related and say investigators are ongoing. The Ghana High Commissioner has assured citizens that it is closely monitoring development and maintaining regular contact with law enforcement agencies while urging Ghanaians to remain vigilant and comply. Moro appealed to the public and the media to exercise caution in reporting incidents involving Ghanaians in South Africa, stressing that accurate information would help prevent unnecessary panic and support ongoing diplomatic efforts to protect Ghanaian community.
The Supreme Court has unanimously dismissed consolidated cases challenging the removal of former Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo, bringing finality to the domestic legal battles over her dismissal. A 7-member panel, presided over by Justice Amadou Tanku on Thursday, July 2, 2026, held that the suits lacked merit and consequently dismissed them. The ruling effectively ends legal efforts to overturn her removal, which had been the subject of intense political and judicial debate since her suspension and subsequent dismissal in September 2025. 4 separate cases were filed in 2025 following her suspension after a prima facie case was established based on petitions seeking her removal. The suits were filed by Tafu MP Vincent Asifua, private citizen Theodora Atakwete, the former Chief Justice herself, and the Center for Citizenship, Constitutional and Electoral Systems. The Supreme Court later consolidated the actions into 2 cases for hearing. Justice Torkornoo was removed from office on September 1, 2025, following the recommendations of a 5-member committee of inquiry chaired by Supreme Court Justice Gabriel Paman. The committee was set up under Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution to investigate allegations of stated misbehavior. The committee found her culpable of several breaches, including alleged misuse of public funds through travel-related expenses and payment involving family members, as well as violation of constitutional procedures relating to judicial administration. Her removal marked the first time in the Fourth Republic that a sitting Chief Justice had been dismissed through constitutional processes. In a related development, the ECOWAS Court of Justice on June 24, 2026, also dismissed all claims filed by the former Chief Justice against the Republic of Ghana, ruling that no violation of her rights had been established and rejecting her claims for damages. With the Supreme Court's latest ruling, all domestic legal avenues challenging her removal have been now exhausted.
Moving on. The Deputy Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Justice Sremsai, has announced that the High Court has dismissed a submission of no case filed by former Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund (GIIF) Chief Executive Officer Solomon Asamoah and former GIIF Board Chairman Professor Christopher Ameyao Ekumfi in the ongoing criminal trial involving an alleged $2 million financial loss to the state. The case, Republic vs. Solomon Asamoah and another, commonly referred to as the Sky Train case, centers on a $2 million payment made in 2019 by GIIF for an equity stake in the project development company. The state alleges the payment was made without board approval for a road system that was never built, amounting to causing financial loss to the public and dissipating public funds. In a Facebook post on Thursday, July 2nd, Justice Sam disclosed that the 2 accused persons had argued that the prosecution failed to present sufficient evidence to warrant them being called upon to defend themselves. According to him, the court rejected the argument after considering the evidence led by the prosecution. The Deputy Attorney General said the High Court has consequently directed Mr. Asamoah and Professor Ameyawe Kunfi to open their defense and explain why they should not be convicted in connection with the alleged loss of 2 million to the nation. The court has since directed them to open their defense and give reasons why they should not be convicted for causing a 2 million US dollars loss to the nation. Justice Sonsai stated he commended the prosecution team for its work throughout the trial, expressing appreciation to the state attorney and investigators from the National Intelligence Bureau (NIB) for their efforts. Gratitude to our team of state attorney and BNI investigators who have worked tirelessly in the past month to make this possible, he wrote.
Still on some legal matters, the Ghana Police Service has arrested 24 suspected criminals in a major intelligence-led operation across the Ashanti region, recovering a firearm, suspected narcotic substances, vehicles, ammunition and other exhibits believed to be linked to criminal activities. The operation, undertaken by the Inspector General of Police (IGP) Special Operations Team (SOT) in collaboration with the Ashanti Regional Police Command, formed part of intensified efforts to combat drug trafficking, violent crime and other criminal activities in the region. The coordinated exercise was carried out in Kodi, Apeja, Dichemso, Old Tafo, Ahimronum, Ahojo and Abofo communities identified through intelligence gathering as areas where suspected criminal elements were operating. According to the police, the operation primarily targeted suspected drug peddlers and other individuals believed to be involved in organized criminal activities, resulting in the arrest of 21 men and 3 women. Among those arrested was Richmond Ochre, 49, who was allegedly found in possession of a pump-action shotgun bearing serial number 21GN-1918. The remaining suspects were identified as Apia Kubi, Nkrumah Zakaria, 23, Paul Ado, 62, Louis Samba, 26, Azupe Kelvin, 28, Stephen Opoku, 24, Frederick Boachi, 20, Frimpong Yadom, 33, Dennis Owusu, 21, Alfred Ajman, 25, Owusu Davis, 24, Kweku Ajman Dia, 35, Kwesi Amankwa, 35, Solomon Asamoah, 27, Bishuru Al-Hassan, 19, Juliana Vivo, 17, Douglas Osei, 28, Kwabna Akins, 38, Osman Ibrahim, 31, Emmanuel Lamponsa, 40, Kwabna Fosu, 39, Amapokuya, 35, and Musa Haruna, 32. Police said the operation led to the seizure of several exhibits believed to be connected to criminal activities. The items recovered included an unregistered Toyota Highlander, an unregistered Toyota Camry saloon car, a Mercedes-Benz saloon vehicle with registration number AS8724-Z, an unregistered motorcycle, a pump-action gun, 7 rounds of Red Star AAA cartridge, and a fireproof high-security safe. Investigators also retrieved 489 pieces of dry leaves suspected to be cannabis, parcels and sealed packages containing suspected narcotic substances, 90 tablets of 225 mg tramadol, 140 tablets of 250 mg tramadol, 11 tablets of Royal 225 mg, 38 narcotics processing materials, bottles of Fimo drink suspected to have been laced with narcotic substances, 40 locally manufactured toffees suspected to contain narcotic substances, a Dell laptop, 2 LED television sets, 3 boxes of African Vigor, 52 lighters, 12 crashes, 4 quantities of ash residue believed to be associated with narcotic use, and various sums of money suspected to be processed from the sale of illegal drugs. Police said all 24 suspects remain in custody to assist with investigations, while the recovered exhibits have been retained for forensic examination and evidential purposes. It said individuals found culpable at the conclusion of investigations would be arraigned before the courts. The latest operation forms part of the Ghana Police Service's ongoing strategy to employ intelligence-led policing to dismantle criminal networks, particularly those involved in drug-related offences and violent crime. The service reaffirmed its commitment to sustained operations aimed at improving public safety and maintaining law and order across the country.
In another story, researchers from the University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development, USTED, in collaboration with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, have hosted a delegation from the Science for Africa Foundation, SFA Foundation, as part of the Ghana Site Visit and Implementation Review for Navigating Educational Pressures and Stresses project. The engagement brought together the NEP's Ghana Research Team and representatives of the SFA Foundation to review project governance, implementation progress, institutional roles, partner engagement, financial management, reporting indicators, emerging challenges, and the next step. USTED serves as the host institution for the NEP project, while KNUST is a key consortium partner providing scientific, technical, and implementation leadership across selected work packages. NEP is a 42-month multi-country youth mental health research project being implemented in Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Tanzania. The project examines how educational pressure, poverty, stigma, and related psychosocial stresses affect the mental well-being of adolescents and the youth people, while generating evidence to inform school, community, and policy-level interventions. The project brings together research teams from the 3 countries to produce context-specific evidence on youth mental health, educational stresses, and practical support system aimed at strengthening adolescent well-being. The visit formed part of the SFA Foundation's engagement with NEPs under its Being Initiative, an international mental health program focused on improving the well-being of youth people aged 10 to 24. The SFA Foundation delegation traveled from Kenya and was led by Program Manager Mr. Byron Bantari. Other members include Dr. Leah Oko, Program Officer Mr. Bernard Kituku, Specialist Program Finance, Ms. Judy Mwakini, Program Officer for Public Engagement with Science, Mr. Brian Awiti, Specialist, Program Finance, Mr. Kelvin Kasoli, Monitoring, Evaluation, Accountability and Learning. Addressing participants on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of USTED, the Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Isaac Boateng, underscored the importance of the project in addressing the growing mental and emotional pressure confronting students in educational institutions.
Moving on to the National House of Chiefs, the National House of Chiefs has questioned the sustainability of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund beyond the current political administration. Although the Medical Trust Fund was established through an act of parliament, the traditional leaders are skeptical about its continued implementation should a new political party be voted into power. Citing instances of abandoned government projects, including Agenda 111 and the Saglemi Housing Project, President of the House, Ojiahohoya Ojebi II, demanded assurance and measures to extend the free national health care initiative beyond 2028. He made the remarks when a delegation from the Trust Fund, led by its administrator, Ajua Obobiada Opoku, paid a courtesy call on the National House of Chiefs in Kumasi. The House further requested that the Trust Fund de-emphasize the slogan Mahama Cares to eschew any political interference in the policy they described as an excellent initiative. That's why one of us said that we can de-emphasize the Mahama Cares. We don't want politics to be in this. We are concerned because when a government starts a project and another comes in, they abandon them. Reacting to the concerns from the traditional leaders, administrator of the trust fund, Ajwa Obo-Obiada Opoku, noted that the Mahama Care slogan was only a nickname of the initiative. The primary goal of the initiative is to ease the extreme financial burden on families by covering medical procedures, medications, and treatments that are not included under the standard National Health Insurance scheme.
Moving on, the total number of security interests registered in 2025 was 484,059 compared to 382,215 in 2024. The Bank of Ghana has disclosed in its 2025 annual report and financial statement. This represented a 26.7% year-on-year growth. In terms of sector distribution of secured loans, the commerce and finance accounted for 88.9% of the total secured lending in 2025, followed by the agriculture, forestry and fishing sector 4% and services sector 3%. The total value of secured loans granted in 2025 amounted to 148.3 billion Ghana cedis compared to 60.9 billion in 2024. Of the total value, bank granted 94.5 billion in secured loans in the year. In 2025, 72,901 searches were conducted compared with 65,267 in 2024, representing 11.7% increase in research volume during the year. The volume of registered collateral assets increased by 21.7% year-on-year to 584,000 in 2025 compared to 479,707 in 2024. Cash collateral remained the most widely accepted asset type, followed by inventories, stock of goods, and company and business assets. The collateral registry issued a total of 200 memoranda of number objection certificates to assist with the realization of security interest in collateral, compared with 301 certificates in 2024, indicating a 33.6% decrease. In 2025, the number of registration discharge went up by 45.3% to 105,029 compared to 192,158 in 2024. These activities were largely dominated by savings and loans companies, which recorded the highest volumes of registration, searches, and discharges.
Coming back to some legal matters, the High Court in Accra has approved the extradition of Frederick Kumi, popularly known as Abu Trika, to the United States, where he is wanted to stand trial over an alleged romance fraud scheme said to involve approximately $8 million. The decision marks a major development in the high-profile extradition proceedings involving Kumi after American authorities sought his transfer to face criminal charges. His lawyer, Oliver Barker-Vormawor, disclosed the court's ruling in a Facebook post on Thursday, July 2nd, indicating that he had received the news of the judgment while outside Ghana on official duties. The ruling follows months of legal proceedings during which the High Court earlier admitted the accused to bail in a sum of 30 million Ghana cedis with two justified sureties pending the determination of the extradition request. United States authorities are seeking Kumi's extradition in connection with allegations that he participated in a romance scam network which allegedly defrauded victims of millions of dollars. The latest order paves way for his transfer to the United States unless the decision is successfully challenged through the appellate courts. Mr. Barker-Vormawor's comment suggests that the defense is considering invoking the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, a move that could temporarily halt the extradition process while the matter undergoes further judicial scrutiny. The case he attracted The case has attracted considerably public attention because of the scale of the alleged fraud and the international cooperation between Ghanaian and United States law enforcement agencies in pursuing his extradition request. Should an appeal be filed, the Supreme Court will be expected to determine whether the High Court properly examined its jurisdiction in granting the extradition order before any transfer of the accused to the United States can proceed.
Now to the world of sports. It is a win or go home in Kansas City as the Black Stars face Colombia on Friday night in the round of 32 with a place in the 2026 FIFA World Cup last 16 on the line. After navigating Group L with matches against Panama, England and Croatia in Providence, Ghana now turns its focus to Los Cafeteros in knockout clash that could define the team's campaign. The Black Stars head into this match with measured momentum from Group L, finishing with 1-1 win, 1 draw and 1 loss against Panama, England and Croatia. Calibrienchi and Derek Lucansen has been the source of goals, with the team scoring 2 and conceding 2 across 3 matches. Ghana opened with a disciplined 1-0 win over Panama, showed grit in 0-0 draw with England, and fell 2-1 to Croatia in a game of fine margin. Ghana's group stage run showed resilience, defense structure, and flashes of attacking promise. Now, the Black Stars must translate that into 90 minutes of knockout discipline. Jeremy Opoku, Jonas Ajete, Antoine Semenyo, and Lawrence Atizigi are all fit and available for selection. The competition places remains high, with Queiroz set to name a dynamic side after Thursday's session. This match is scheduled for Kansas City Stadium on Saturday, July 4th, 2026 at 1:30 a.m. Ghana time.
Moving on to the world of entertainment, the Ghana National Council of Metropolitan Chicago GNC has officially launched the 2026 Ghana Fest season with the city's first ever ceremonial raising of the Ghanaian flag in downtown Chicago, marking Ghana's Republic Day and setting the stage for the 37th edition of one of the largest Ghanaian cultural festivals in the United States. The landmark flag raising ceremony held on July 1st at Dele Plaza brought together elected officials, community leaders, dignitaries, and residents to commemorate Ghana's transition to a sovereign republic while officially launching the countdown to this year's Ghana Fest. According to the organizers, the event marked the first time the Ghanaian flag had been ceremonially raised in downtown Chicago, highlighting the growing influence and visibility of the Ghanaian community in the city. According to the organizers, the event marked the first time the Ghanaian flag had been raised in the city. The 37th annual Ghana Fest will take place on Saturday, July 25th from 10 o'clock a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. at Washington Park, located at 5600 South Russell Drive in Chicago, Illinois. This year's festival will be held under the theme Connecting Our Community Through Culture and Commerce, reflecting the organizers' commitment to promoting cultural appreciation, economic empowerment, and community engagement. The event is being organized by the Ghana National Council of Metropolitan Chicago, its affiliate organizations, and Passport Pay. Returning after 1 year hiatus, Ghana Fest is expected to attract more than 6,000 visitors for a day-long celebration of Ghanaian culture featuring authentic cuisine, music, dance, fashion, art, and cultural exhibitions. For nearly 4 decades, the festival has served as a platform to celebrate Ghana's rich cultural heritage while strengthening ties within the Ghanaian community and the wider African diaspora. Originally established almost 38 years ago as a small community gathering in Jackson Park, Ghana Fest has long grown into one of the largest Ghanaian cultural celebrations in the United States. and has inspired similar festivals in cities with sizable Ghanaian population across the country and internationally. We've come to the end of our news. The headlines once again.
Ghanaians death not connected to anti-immigration protests. Leader of concerned Ghanaians in South Africa.
Supreme Court dismisses consolidated cases challenging Tokono's removal.
Asamoah Amerewa Kumfi ordered to open defense in $2 million Sky Train case.
Police arrest 24 in major anti-crime swap in Ashanti region.
USTED KNUST hosts SFA Foundation team for NEP's Youth Mental Health Project review.
De-emphasize Mahama Care's nickname of Ghana Medical Trust Fund to avoid politicization. National House of Chiefs.
484,059 collaterals registered in 2025. Total value of secured loans amounted to 148.3 billion Ghana cedis.
High Court orders Abutrika extradition to US over alleged $8 million romance fraud.
Colombia and Ghana face off in FIFA World Cup round of 32.
Ghana National Council of Metropolitan Chicago launches Ghana Fest 2026 with historic first ever Ghana flag raising ceremony.
You've been listening to Radio Lynk 97.56 AM News. Remember that we transmitted from our studio inside Kumasi Technical University. My name is Siasewa and I did this with my sister
Dorothy Boatin.